Okay, let's go over question number 9, which has actually 2 questions we need to review for the corrections. Okay, we're reading. In a recent flu epidemic, the number of flu cases increased by 40% each week. Okay, so every week that passes by, you have an increase of 40% people that are sick. Continuing, there were 3,000 flu cases during the first week of January. Okay, so the first week of January, we had 3,000 cases of people that were sick of from the flu. Okay, that's a good piece of information. Question: how many people were affected by the flu during the third week of January than during the first week? Okay, so how many more people we had sick during the third week than the first? Okay, we had this first week we had 3,000. How about the second week? How many? How about the third week? How many? Okay, so we don't know, but we do know that every week you have an increase of 40%. So if we take 40% of our sick people, we can figure out how many people we're going to be expecting to be sick the following week. Okay, so the first week we have 3,000. Let's figure out how many people were sick during the second week. Okay, so let's do the math. Okay, so second week we had, let's do a little rule that was on the board for weeks. Whenever we have a percentage problem, we think of this rule. We know that 100% is our total cases, which is in this case, how many people were sick in the first week? 3,000. And we have an increase of 40%. Okay, so what's 40% of 3,000? We don't know. Okay, that's the x. So let's just cross multiply here. Like that. Okay, so the equation ready to go. So I'm gonna do it. So 100 times 100 times x, which is be 100x, and then 40 times 3,000 will be 120,000. Big number. Okay, that's my equation. How do I handle that? How do I know what x is equal to? Simply by dividing by 100. That way I cancel my multiplying 100, that is right here, gets canceled by dividing 100. Okay, so we have x by itself now, and then on the right we're dividing 120,000 by 100. What do I get? 1,200. Okay, that's it. Okay, so what does this number mean? It means that we have an increase of 1,200 people. So how many people were sick in the second week? We're just adding. Since an increase means addition, we go back over here and we know that 3,000 plus 1,200 is just equal to 4,200. Okay, we got that part. And now we have to do the following. We need to do the math again for the third week. Okay, third week. Okay, so I do the equation again. 100% now equal to, I don't know. We're trying to figure it out. My 100% now, it is 4,200 now, because the amount of people increase by the second week. 4,200. 40% of that, we don't know how much that is. Let's figure it out. And multiplication like this, it is. Okay, so let's set up equation. 100x equal to 40 times 4,200. I'm gonna pull my calculator up, and I know that if I multiply 4,200 times 40, I get 168,000. Big numbers, don't get scared about them. They're okay. Okay, and how do I isolate or leave the x by itself? I divide by 100. 100 is the number that multiplies the x, my coefficient. It needs to go. Canceling the x, sorry, not the 100, not the x. I get x by itself, and then I divide that number by 100. Simply, I just do 1,680. Okay, and now the third week, we figure it out. If we add over here on top 4,200 plus 1,680, we get the amount of people that were sick during the third week, which is just a total of, let me do calculator real quick. Let me just put a different color. If we add these two numbers, we get 5,880 people. Okay? And now the question is, how many more people were affected by the flu during the third week of January than the first week of January? Okay? So comparing this number with this number, how many more people are here than here? Okay, so I have to just subtract. So I get 5,880 minus 3,000. Easy thing to do. We'll just get the following number. Okay? And to obtain full answer, you need to provide a full sentence. Okay? So this is the answer. This is the result, but the answer is, and I'm going to just write a sentence right here. There were 2,880 more people in the third week than in the first. Okay? So that's my answer.